Well, before we got started today, I just wanted to read some things that I have been sent from listeners. The first one here was sent via the Squarespace form submission, name of Ryan. The subject line, "My cat reviews Kill James Bond." So the message here is as follows. Hello, Alice, Abby, and Devon. Recently, I've been listening to the podcast through a Bluetooth speaker while doing the housework. Whenever I do this, my cat, Spicy Fruit Toast, starts rubbing her face against the speaker and purring like mad, but only when Alice is speaking. Whenever she hears Devon's voice, she starts slapping the speaker with her little paws and has even growled at it.
Spicy Fruit Toast. Hello.
Spicy Fruit Toast. How dare you? So far, she has not reacted to Abby in any way. Thought this was fascinating.
That's almost worse, right?
Spicy Fruit Toast, what have I done? Fuck you, Spicy Fruit Toast.
Yeah.
God, Kitty.
Yeah, you can give me a bad review, but you better give me a review.
Yeah.
It's worse
Ryan
not
agrees.
being talked about.
Ryan finishes it with, I do think Toast is being very rude, though. I enjoy listening to all of you, including Devon. Thank you,
I feel
Ryan.
so sorry that I called you a bad guy. I'm so sorry. I feel really bad about saying that. I want to apologize to the cat.
You can hear the estrogen levels like go down and then back up as going from "fuck you, cat" to "I'm so sorry."
Yeah.
The problem is you imagined a cat when you finished saying that and you went, oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
And the other thing I wanted to read here is in the replies to the Spy Kids 2 episode on Patreon, a listener who must remain nameless because they change their name every goddamn time I look at them, has written up a Kill James Bond drinking game.
Oh no.
And none of it's rude, which is nice, which is the reason why I'm reading it.
Drink every time we're horny and just die.
Do not do that for the previous 3 episodes.
Yeah, do not do that with GoldenEye.
Drink every time Alice says genuinely fully. Or
genuinely fully. I had to develop a lot of filler words for podcasting that aren't
that's
hi.
very clever.
So 100%. One of the things that I do genuinely is to fill my sentences with adverbs like genuinely or fully 100% all of the time, so that I don't get caught like going hi.
Drink every time Alice says interesting, bizarre, fantastic, etc.
Mm-hmm. Or I like to respond to things just so you know I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Every time Alice says that she's been thinking about this in her dreams, or going to be thinking about this in her sleep, or that it's a sleep paralysis demon.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Every time Abby says the phrase "not entirely clear" while trailing off, which
I do that.
makes a joke about the gender identity clinic or a character becoming trans.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair,
I do that.
They do have you on that one, yes.
They are a joke.
Yes. Or every time you do an impression. For me, whenever I say "that fucking goes,"
Interesting.
every time I get mad about a plot hole or a setup reminder payoff.
Interesting.
Every time I clap.
You totally clap for emphasis. When you're about to go in, that's like Dev has activated going in mode.
Yeah.
When I have a thought, I'm like, okay. And every time I say dudes or girls rock.
All right, so if you've been playing along at home while we've been outlining this game, you are now deceased of alcohol poisoning.
My apologies. Let's take it away.
All right, we're going to watch one of my genuinely favorite movies of all time. We're going to watch Ronin.
What's in the case?
That information isn't
Is
necessary.
it heavy? Is it explosive? Is it chained to some unlucky bloke's wrist? We're gonna have to chop it off.
I thought I'd give you guys a break is the main thing, because we've seen so many bad movies and weird movies, and I wanted us to do much like OSS Sandy said, I just pick a movie that I really like and that I think is good, and just like I'm excited to talk about it with my friends.
And also, we're into 1990s in Bond at the moment, so this is a nice companion piece.
It's a perfect companion piece to GoldenEye specifically, because they're both movies about
Sean Bean.
About Sean Bean. They're both Sean Bean movies, and that's why we on our podcast about Sean Bean and Kill Sean Bean that would actually be a really good name for a Sean Bean based podcast, because he does die a lot. He does
die a lot.
I mean, no, if we did a Sean Bean podcast, we'd call it it's called Full of Beans. When we when we do Sean Bean movies, we will pivot to Full of Beans.
This MF eating beans. No, this is perfectly within our wheelhouse. It's somewhat Bond related. There are 3 Bond bad guys in various scenes, never in the same scene, any of the 3 of them, but like
But yeah, it's not like Heat, another future episode where you get like De Niro, Pacino opposite each other. You don't get Michael Lonsdale, aka Hugo Drax, the man who was shot into space and is now in this movie.
Same guy.
Acting opposite like the guy who plays Elliot Carver in Tomorrow Never Dies, but they are both in this movie. And this is a movie that is about the sort of like period of end of history after the Cold War, much like GoldenEye, where you had all of these Cold War spies kicking around, and they didn't really know what to do with themselves. And the movie is called Ronin because it, like, explicitly in the opening crawl compares them to masterless samurai, right? And yeah, no, it's great. I love this movie. I'm excited to talk about it.
What a fucking 10-carat run of episodes we're doing here for bonuses. We've done the absolute keynote that is Hunt for Red October, done the absolute keynote that is Spy Kids 2, absolute keynote that is Ronin, and the next one that we have planned for the Spooktacular, also a fantastic movie. Wonderful.
Yeah, not going to disclose what that is.
That's why it's good, listeners, that you are our friend and that you pay us money to listen to us talk about things, because you're our best friend and we know you personally, and that's how this works.
We do.
Yes.
We do. Especially you, Kat, whose name I definitely remember.
Something magic fruit toast. Fruit toast.
Yes.
It was spicy fruit toast, but you were pretty much there.
Spicy fruit toast.
Spicy fruit toast. What a great name for a cat, first of all. Just 10 out of 10.
Yeah, just incredible. But we begin in Montmartre in Paris in the 1990s. Back when Paris looked even more like shit than it currently does. And that's going to be a kind of recurring theme of this movie, is it takes a lot of really beautiful locations, mostly in France, and just quite deliberately sucks all the beauty out of them. So we see a cafe in Montmartre, which is it's towards the end of the evening. It's slowly getting like emptier and emptier. And we see Robert De Niro in just a fantastic fit of like a flat cap and like a sort of a raincoat do more spycraft in the first 10 minutes of this movie than James Bond does in his entire fucking life.
Oh yeah.
Like
incredible.
the vibe you get off of this bar is like okay, there is some spy shit going on here, but Robert De Niro doesn't just like walk in. He like walks around the back, and we see him stash a gun, a pistol, like by the exits, and then when he goes in, he like specifically checks the way out. And so
it's interesting that you say the vibe is spy shit, because I went into this film completely cold. I had no idea what it was about. And so I saw Robert De Niro like walking around this bar, like checking to see if he was being followed, like looking at the other people like walking around the bar. And my notes to say, is he cruising? Because the vibe to me is just like this guy's looking for like
the two are very, very similar.
Yeah, especially the bit where he hides a gun around the back exit. Now that's quite enough of that, you saucy devil. You haven't even paid for access to this bonus episode of Kill James Bond content. And hey, if you wanted to hear it, well, you could do worse than to go to patreon.com/killjamesbond and sign up today for access to this bonus episode along with at least 17 others. Patreon.com/killjamesbond, all one word. I am absolutely wine drunk while I'm recording this one, and I think it might coming through. Oh. I'll see you on the Patreon. Love you.